Hi everyone, David here, and welcome back. ASL Tactical Primers. Okay, this time we're looking at the guard's counterattack. Second scenario, if you will, from that is the tractor works. Now this is just a small snippet of it, and this is representative of what you will see there. Again, I'm getting this from another video I saw online, a very good series where they go through the first few of the original series. And this here is going to talk about a different way to maybe bust into the tractor works. And again, this is only representative. The tractor works here. This is a tractor, or sorry, a factory. Everybody here is fanatic, +1 to the morale level. It's just representative. Each one only has a concealment counter, and underneath is a 447. And again, it doesn't matter what's there. The matter is that they are concealed. So what happened in the original was that this group and this group fired up here, along with some more 467s from over here against concealed counters. Of course, this is probably not the best way to tackle things, and there are probably a different way to do it. And that's all I'm going to talk about is a different option. So instead of prep firing, why not put your guys here and the guys here on the second floor into, well, marked with bounding fire. This is opportunity fire. It limits them. They are not allowed to move. It's as if they fired in the prep fire phase, with the exception being, of course, they're not firing. But if they were concealed, they would lose concealment, stuff like that. What it allows them to do is this. In the advanced fire phase, they get to fire at their full firepower. And that's the important thing. So, first thing we have to do is strip this concealment. Underneath here, by the way, we have an 838 with a demo charge. And I'm going to talk about him after. But first, look up here, these poor sods. Both of these, the two 4.7s, combined to make a 4.6.7 first line German squad. Germans, of course, are allowed to deploy or cut their squads into half. 10% of their force with the fractions rounded up. They have 10 or fewer squads, they can always do one. So we'll assume that they can break these guys up. Prep fire phase is done. The bounding fire has happened. Movement phase. These guys assault move into the street. Now the choice is up to the Soviet. Are they going to fire or are they not? And again, suppose there's no firing, and then this guy comes into here, and again, there's no firing. Let's just assume that. But this puts the problem on the Russian, because now the forces in here have to decide, do I shoot or do I not shoot? Of course, there's more Germans up through here, and if this guy fires, of course, this guy won't see him, neither will he, but he'll still open up. For the sake of argument, let us assume that in the defensive fire phase, these two guys open up, each one at point blank at the guy in the street as they move. So I'll just go back one here to make it totally legal. He fires on him. 4 doubles to 8. -1 for first fire moving in the open. He rolls a 7. -1 is to 6 on the 8 column is a 1 check. That's not too bad now, is it? Except he breaks. Of course he breaks. That's what they're built for, right? That's right. So we mark him with desperation morale. No harm, no foul. Next guy does the same thing. And again, this guy decides to fire. 8 -1. Rolls a 7. Comes to a 6. That's a 1 check. Next guy rolls an 11. He ELRs. And he's broken, and we'll just mark him for broken for now. But that ends the movement phase. And these two guys, of course, are marked with their first fire markers. Probably a better shot would be for this guy to final fire on him for 2 -2 or 2 -1. Anyway, doesn't matter. All that matters is this. First fire phase of the defensive fire phase is done. They have guys next to them. Whether they shoot on these guys or not is irrelevant. Oops. Look what just happened though. This guy and this guy now see him. The 838 underneath can do something, but I'll talk about that later. This guy now has him at full firepower. So let's see what he has. he has himself heavy machine gun, a 4.67, and the leader. So the 7 plus 4 is an 11. Brings it down to an 8. By the way, if you use the incremental fire table, you are a heretic and you ought to be burned alive at the stake. I kid, of course. So, firepower 8, DRM plus 3 for the building, minus 1 for the leader. So an 8 plus 2, not the greatest shot in the world, but as you can see here, came to a 7 with rate of fire maintained. 7 plus 2. And the 8 column is actually a pin task check on them. They need 8 or less, and oh my. Look at that, they pinned, but I got a result. I got a result. That just means it can't go away. In effect, doesn't really do too much to them. Maintained rate, 6 plus 2, rolls an 11, comes to nothing, but he got 2 shots in. This guy, he's gonna fire at the same target. He's got a medium machine gun, a 4.67. Again, firepower of 8, DRM plus 1. And let's see what he rolled here. Oh my. He rolled a 5. 5 in the 8 column is a 2 check. It's a 1 check on him. So a 6, fanatic to a 7. He needs to roll 7 or less. And he rolls an 8. He's broken. All right. And of course, that's just the beginning. So, thus ends the lesson. By simply going with bounding fire on these 2 stacks here, we're able to get better effects onto the concealed units. And that's all I wanted to bring forward. Don't forget bounding fire in order to get full fire on the advanced fire phase. Thanks. Come again.